The shop is actually the USS Midway restoration hangar, and so the Midway has supported our program here, which is essentially restoring aircraft for other institutions, and in this case, the National World War II Museum. When you think about what the engineers accomplished with the tools they had at the time, and how brave these guys were to fly these aircraft, that in itself, in me, inspired tremendous respect for them, and the desire to preserve that knowledge. And we put together a crew that's comprised of young kids, young students that are aviation mechanics here at Miramar College, with the sole intent of having these kids know what happened, how it was made, and learn not only the aero part of the restoration process, but the history behind it. Aviation today is dominated mostly by the commercial world and the military world. So this is really the only arena where they can actually work on a fighter aircraft. You really can't work outside of this arena and put these guys together the way we do here. What we do is totally old school. Every part's handmade, and we use ancient tools. So that art is being lost, and we're trying to preserve it alive here. Because of the nature of the aircraft, of how it was designed, there's really no single flat 90-degree angle part. Everything is compound curves. And when they built these planes during the war, they would build these giant molds, and they would use large impact hammers to stamp the part out. But all of those molds are gone. So nowadays, the only way that you can reproduce it is using, and you won't believe this, the same techniques that they used in the medieval times to build body armor, which is the English wheel, the hammer, the planishing hammer, and a leather shop bag. It's incredible, and so that's what we use, and that's an art in itself. And so that's what we've been teaching the kids, of how to do that work. And because you're doing one-offs, you want to keep those stories alive. You want these kids to understand their grandfather or great-grandfather a little better. And it has taught me quite a few about my values that I live by today. The devotion to duty, to country, that are somehow lost to the newer generations. And how better to learn that by being front and center, right in front of it, and having interactions with an aircraft like the P-40, where you had a guy there that he was probably no older than these kids, 22, 23 years old, and all there existed between his skin and an enemy's bullet was 32 thousandths worth of metal in his leather jacket. That, you know, really makes you think about who these guys were.